welcome to the first episode of A&J's Movie Beer Review. I'm Anya.
And I'm Junior.
You guys are probably guessing that this is just one of those regular movie review shows, but it actually isn't.
The movies we review sit in movie bins and stands at retail and discount stores and run for about $3 to $5. Not a bad deal for you. You're going to spend this $5 plus tax on a Friday night. Second base, here we come.
Maybe not.
Damn.
Either way, the movies that we watch are so cheap and, crappy looking that they often don't catch eye of shoppers unless you're cheap like us.
Although some of the movies we might review you've heard of from time to time, most of the movies we review here on this show haven't seen the light of day.
Or the flick or the big screen for that matter. Like all those blockbuster hits that make good and untalented actors famous.
We won't mention any names.
So what we do is we spend our hard-earned money to let you know if that crappy $3 looking movie is actually worth your dough or a waste of time.
So with that being said, let's start the show. Our first review is based on an old classic, but with a new twist. The Misadventures of Cholo Chaplin is the Chicanos' approach to classic situation comedy, produced by Carla Ojeda and Kenneth Castillo. Cholo Chaplin contains a series of small silent films that give the viewer an idea of what would happen to Charlie Chaplin if he was born and raised in the Bahamas.
However, Cholo Chaplin isn't just a cholo. He's an orphan gangster who gets killed in a drive-by shooting and resurrects on the Day of the Dead. A very simple-minded gangster. Cholo Chaplin gets into harebrained situations with his sidekick Junior, and occasionally his girl, or Ruca for all you Chicanos out there. So what did you like about this movie, Junior?
Well, some of the things I liked about this movie was the nostalgic feel that they used. The camera angles used
Yeah, it was
kind of
pretty
very
cool.
artistic, kind of flowed with the whole idea that it was going. Cholo Chaplin's getup was pretty dope.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
shorts
was funny.
and chucks, can't go wrong with that, The idea of a cholo playing a clown.
Especially Charlie Chaplin out of all of them, right? Like, that's even more funny.
Out of all of them, was pretty hilarious. Can't go wrong with that. It's just funny stuff.
What did you think about the character?
The overall character was cool. The overall character was pretty cool.
He was pretty original, I have to say.
I mean, the whole idea was original.
Yeah.
Considering it's coming from a whole, 19th, 20 era type filming, putting it with a nice Chicano twist to it,
Yeah.
was nice. It was original in its own.
Right, especially because he worked it as, they put Cholo Chaplin in the hood, you know what I mean? So the neighborhood isn't all that great. It's not like your run-down Charlie Chaplin neighborhood. It's actually a barrio,
No, it's relevant. I mean, it's relevant.
For a lot of us Chicanos, it was really relevant. A lot of the movies that we review on here aren't going to be Chicano movies, but, I mean, it was one of those movies that you actually picked up, and at first you thought, man, this thing looks kind of like a piece of crap. We thought it was just going to be a complete waste of money, but we were surprised once we popped it in, and it was.
You guys will see the cover. I mean, the cover itself just looks kind of crappy.
Yeah.
They could have used a little bit better.
It just looked kind of cheesy, because you got probably, I think it's like about 5 gangsters sitting up front, like fronting, like, órale, from East LA, something like that. And that's what makes it funny. So you're like, oh man, am I gonna waste my money here? Until you're taking a chance. But it's completely worth it.
Yeah, once like I said, once I put it on and looked at it, it really grabbed my attention right away. And you know, like I said, it just gave it that nostalgia. If you guys are really into that 1920s Charlie Chaplin situation comedy, this is a great one.
Yeah, and
Got one
especially
out there.
the only thing that I think it could have done really good. I really like the whole 1920s feel. I wish it would have really used a little bit more of the dialogue whenever Charlie Chaplin, or should I say Cholo Chaplin, was talking, and that they would have actually used dialogue to express the way he was feeling. They did on some of them.
They did on some, but not really. Another thing that I noticed that I didn't quite like was they could have used, they didn't go fully 1920s.
Right, they did.
But they could have, some of the props they could have used, maybe done it more, a theme, more 50s, more 60s, more 70s,
Well, not that. The cars that they use, instead of like using old
Freaking
school
Explorer or something,
yeah, they were using like
using
new cars.
1994 Explorer or something.
It kind of dated the film, which was a real problem. All the series were old school, but it was dating them because you had newer cars in a old-minded, short films. Charlie Chaplin, I mean, what did they have? Those little locomotives that they used to drive around. So for them, yeah, exactly. They got the old crankers that used to go, so it was just completely different.
Another thing I didn't like about the film. Was some of the series weren't all black and white.
Right. Yeah.
Some of them were sepia tone, and then.
They have like a brown tint to them.
I think it was like 2 or 3 of the short films were sepia, and then another 2 were maybe overly contrast. I guess maybe they were like the beginning films.
Yeah, I think it was the original idea film.
The original idea films, and they were really contrasty.
Right, there was like a lot
where
of.
It was black
the screen was
and or
completely
white.
bright, and it was so harsh that you couldn't make out the features on like somebody's face, which was another problem. It made it kind of difficult as a viewer to watch it. But I mean, overall, the concept was so original. It kept the attention span of a 5-year-old, which is not easy. 5-year-olds usually run around. I mean,
I sat through it.
Yeah, and I sat through it without a complaint, which is really good. And that's how I know it was actually worth my money. So, in short, Junior, what rating do you give it?
I give it a worth it. I mean, like I said, and I go back to it again. If whoever's out there that's into 1920s situation comedy, and you're Chicano, and you want to raise up your Chicanismo, this is a movie, definite go-to movie.
Yeah, I have to say it's a worth it also. I mean, I think it was definitely worth my $3. I think it was $5. Sorry,
yeah.
It was actually $5. So it's definitely worth my $5. And I would watch it again and again and again. I mean, all the shorts are so original that I think Kenneth Castillo should really consider making some shorts about, like Abbott and Costello, but instead call it Abel y Carlos. I think that would be something to watch too. So, yeah, we both gave it a worth it rating, and that's pretty much it for our review on Cholo Chaplin. Well, that's it for our first episode. We hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it, despite our distractions in the background.
Lots of them.
If you guys are interested in checking out Cholo Chaplin or possibly purchasing it online,
you can visit our website at www.liberatedroots.com.
Well, that's it. Thanks for watching us, and hope to see you guys next time on Movies and Review. Good night.